today's masterclass, I wanted to talk about the most important thing that we need to have in our skincare routine, and that is sunscreen. At this stage, I want to bust one of the myths. People look at an SPF and think 100 would be 3 times more potent than a 30. That's actually all incorrect. In terms of the percentage protection, it's just 2 to 3% extra between a 15 and a 30. So as long as you're using a minimum of a 30 and a maximum of 50, you're good. The second myth that I thought that we would bust today is how often to use a sunscreen. So people feel we put sunscreen in the morning, out and about, oh, but I put sunscreen in the morning, it should last me all day. That's incorrect. You need to use a sunscreen every 2 to 3 hours. So if you're out in the sun, shopping, on the beach, please make sure that you reapply it. If you can't physically go wash your face, you can reapply it on your existing sunscreen. Some people think if they've used a sunscreen of 5 and put a compact of 15, 5 plus 15 equals 20. That's not correct. It's what is the largest number that you have, that is how much protection you're going to have. So if you've used a sunscreen of 30 and you put a makeup of 20, you're not going to get 50, you're going to get 30. Another very, very, very important myth that I want to bust is something that I get every day from my patients. And it is after they've come back on a holiday and they tell me, but doctor, I put my sunscreen and look, I've got all tanned. It's really important for us to know that a sunscreen prevents us from burning, not from tanning. Now I'm going to talk about how much sunscreen to use. Around 1/4 teaspoon, that's the amount that you should be using for your entire face. You first cleanse your face, you then tone it, then you put your moisturizer, your day serum, and your last layer would be your sunscreen, and that would be under your makeup. You don't have to be so particular about where you start from, but usually if you tend to have a very oily T-zone, you don't want to start from your nose because a lot of it will then just sat there on the nose. So if you start from your cheeks, forehead, and you can blend it onto your nose. So that's only for the face. You can put a little bit on the tops of your ears and your earlobes. And you would take the same, almost the same amount and use that on your neck, on your décolleté area. And don't forget the back of your neck, especially if you tend to wear a ponytail or you tie a bun, because that is what tends to get tan. And if you are on a beach holiday and you're wearing your swimsuit and you want to protect the rest of your body, you would be using that much of sunscreen, a shot glass amount. And I know it's a pain, but every time you step out of the water, that much amount needs to go back on again. If you just take care of these few tips that I've gone over, you will find out that sunscreen is your best friend.